It was just another sunny day in the quaint little town of Nerima, where Shinchan, the mischievous and lovable 5-year-old, lived with his loving family. As he was out playing with his friends, he stumbled upon a tiny ball of fur, trembling with fear and uncertainty. It was a lost puppy with big brown eyes and a fluffy coat, who had somehow managed to wander away from its owner. Shinchan's heart melted at the sight of the puppy, and without hesitation, he decided to take it home. But being the master of secrecy that he was, he didn't want his parents to know about his new furry friend just yet. He carefully picked up the puppy and hid it in his backpack, all the while grinning from ear to ear. As he entered his house, Shinchan's mind was racing with excitement and anticipation. He quickly set up a makeshift bed for the puppy in his room, complete with a cozy blanket and a bowl of milk. The puppy, sensing its new surroundings, wagged its tail and snuggled into its new bed, completely unaware of the chaos that was about to ensue. Meanwhile, Shinchan's dad, Himawari's husband, was busy getting ready for work. He was in a rush as usual and was searching frantically for his favorite underwear. But as he rummaged through his drawers, he realized that they were nowhere to be found. Little did he know, the mischievous puppy had already discovered the sweet taste of Shinchan's dad's underwear. As the day went on, the puppy continued to wreak havoc on the house. It chewed up Shinchan's dad's favorite slippers, shredded the curtains, and even managed to get its paws on a jar of Himawari's precious face cream. But the Pythmaldinstians was yet to come. As Shinchan's dad was getting ready for work, he finally found his missing underwear in the most unlikely of places. The puppy had not only chewed it up, but had also left its calling card on the floor. The sight of his destroyed underwear was too much for Shinchan's dad to handle, and he let out a loud roar of frustration. The house erupted into chaos as Shinchan's mom, Himawari, rushed into the room to see what all the commotion was about. She was met with the sight of her husband standing in his underwear, surrounded by the remnants of the puppy's mischief. The puppy, sensing its time was up, let out a pitiful whine and slunk away, tail between its legs. As the family stood there, frozen in shock and laughter, Shinchan's secret was finally out. His mom couldn't help but scold him. "Shinchan, why did you bring that puppy home without telling us?" Shinchan looked down, his eyes wide with guilt, and mumbled, "I just wanted to take care of it, Mom." The family couldn't help but burst out laughing at the sight of Shinchan's mischievous grin. As they all sat down to clean up the mess, Shinchan's dad couldn't help but chuckle and say, "Well, I guess we have a new furry family member now." And so, the puppy, who had caused so much chaos, became a part of the family. Shinchan learned a valuable lesson about taking responsibility for his actions, and his family learned to laugh at the absurdities of life. As they sat down to a family dinner, the puppy curled up at their feet, and Shinchan's mom smiled and said, "Well, I guess this is one adventure we won't soon forget." As the night drew to a close, the family sat around the dinner table, laughing and chatting about the day's events. Shinchan's dad looked at him with a twinkle in his eye and said, "You know, Shinchan, sometimes getting into trouble can be a lot of fun." Shinchan grinned mischievously and replied, "I knew it, Dad." And so, the adventures of Shinchan and his new furry friend continued, filled with laughter, chaos, and a whole lot of love.